Hey everybody, welcome back to Wingman Nation. I am the RV Wingman, sharing stories and providing personal perspective to all kinds of things, from life in general to all things RV related, with a video today that I hope you're going to enjoy. I also hope that you will comment on. If you are new to the channel, you're about to find out that I am a very simple man, very traditional, and I am not afraid to say some things that I think need to be said. I believe in honesty. I do, in trying to help people and not how to manipulate and take advantage of them to my benefit. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I look forward to reading your comments. It's a follow-up on a recent Camping World video I did earlier in the month, and we're going to look at some of the comments people made on that video. Now, before we get going, a special shout out to the folks at Cheyenne Camping Center up in Walcott, Iowa. Never heard of them? Well, you're about to. And I want to begin by saying a few words about courage. Yeah, courage, and how it applies to today's video. Courage is a word I think that's often thrown around, but I think that it's not often really understood. True courage isn't about joining the masses or hiding within the safety of a bunch of numbers of people. True courage is about standing alone, risking everything for what you think, what you believe is right. It's not about blending in with the crowd, but about stepping out, sometimes into, the abyss of uncertainty and criticism. Now, courage is not about joining a mob, as I said, or aligning with a popular movement. It's not. Anybody can do that. It's easy to get lost in the roar of the crowd, as I say, to feel powerful because you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself. But what happens? What happens when you're the one that starts a movement? What happens? When you're the lone voice in the wilderness, challenging the status quo. Well, that's what true courage is. That's when it reveals itself. So let me tell you a story about Kevin Frazer. He is a man who has demonstrated, I believe, true courage. I really think he has. Kevin has been a part of the family business at Cheyenne Camping Center, the same Cheyenne that I mentioned a minute ago, since the 1960s. Over the decades, he's seen the good, the bad, and sadly, in recent years, the ugly side of the RV industry. But Kevin didn't just observe. He didn't. He chose to act. In what I think is a bold move, Kevin Frazer decided to expose the predatory sales tactics of Camping World. Yeah, the biggest of the big when it comes to RV retailers. He released a video titled Camping World: The Truth, and it shocked viewers with actual examples of manipulative tricks that Camping World uses to ensnare RV buyers. Now, these tactics, they have financially buried tens of thousands of people, luring them into purchasing items of little actual value to the buyer, while yielding huge profits for Camping World. Imagine the courage, seriously, imagine the courage it took to stand up against a billion-dollar company, to face the fear of retaliation, the inevitable backlash, the waves of criticism. Well, Kevin Frazer did it because he couldn't stand by and just watch innocent people be taken advantage of any longer. He knew the risks, he did, but his conviction was stronger than his fear. What kind of person would run the risk of exposing a billion-dollar company like Camping World? The answer is a person of courage, of conviction. History, if you think about it, history is filled with examples of people with courage. Does the name Edward Snowden ring any bells? Kind of like Kevin Frazer, Ed Snowden faced enormous risks and criticism, but his courage to speak the truth, it led to a global debate about privacy and surveillance, challenging governments and corporations to reconsider their practices. Now, Kevin Frazer is not a household name like Ed Snowden, but I believe his actions resonate with the same spirit of courage. When he produced the video, Camping World: The Truth, he chose to stand up when it was a lot easier to just sit down. He spoke out when silence was the safer option. In doing so, he showed what true courage really looks like. It's lonely, it's uncertain, but it's also powerful and transformative and essential for progress. So when you think of courage, you might want to think of my friend Kevin Frazer and his fight for honesty and integrity in the RV industry. Remember, Remember, true courage isn't about joining a mob. It's about leading the charge. It's about being the head of the spear, no matter the cost. Today is, as you're about to see, Kevin's video started a movement. It has, where RV buyers today are not so willing to go into a camping world and possibly sign their financial life away. Today, because of the courage of Kevin Frazer, exposing the truth about Camping World, people are smarter, a lot smarter when it comes to buying an RV, as you're about to see. All right, so before I start going over some of these comments, and there's a lot of them, I'm going to fire through. I'm going to go by real fast. I would like to know what you think of my monologue I gave just a second ago. And then I want to hear if you think that what Kevin Frazer did by creating Camping World the Truth, that video, if you believe that that took an act of courage. Drop a comment down below. All right, so I'm going to start there. I highlighted these. There's a lot of them, so I'm going to go, like I said, really quick. Just picked out a few. Thank you for the episode. Hope many people heed your warnings. Follow your advice, but it's not likely that they will. Purchasers of RVs like yours, your example, are victims of the Dunning-Kruger effect. I express it as people are dumber than they think they are. This video, I'm going to put a link to it down below, the one that I did around the 4th of July about Camping World. I think they called it their freedom of camping or camping freedom, something to celebrate around the 4th of July. It was, in my opinion, it was a terrible deal on a terrible camper to fool stupid, maybe not stupid, ignorant people that just don't know any better and bury them financially. Here in August, I think August the 8th, Camping World's holdings, earnings are going to come out. And so we're going to find out how good that sale was. They're probably going to put, like everybody else does, put lipstick on a pig. But the Dunning-Kruger effect, you know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is? Many of you do. It's basically everybody thinks they're pretty smart, even stupid people. I didn't get to be this old by being stupid. You want to bet? I think we all got to be this old just because we got to be this old. Some of us wised up. The people that are the smartest, at least this is my view of the Dunning-Kruger effect, people that are the smartest are the ones that don't act like they're very smart, but they're very, very wise. Those people that think they're really smart, most of them aren't. So people are dumber than they think they are. More properly, it's the fact that in contrast to high performers, poor performers do not learn from feedback suggesting a need to improve. The title of a 2008 paper by Dunning-Kruger, others frames the problem. Why the unskilled are unaware. Further explorations of absent self-insight among the incompetent. I don't know who you are, Tube LVT, but you read my kind of stuff. Yeah, and if you haven't checked it out, go on YouTube and look up Dunning-Kruger effect. Let's find another comment here real quick. Rant Biz Group. You are so right on your breakdown of this issue. If these RVs were the best made units in the world, maybe. But except for Prevost, they are junk. Having spent about 8 years in the industry, I make the claim from real world experience. Add the financial concerns, so you have a disaster waiting for inept buyers. Ford is actually wanting, get this, I haven't heard of this, don't know if it's true. Ford is actually wanting to go to a 12-year payment schedule. And Seattle is talking about legacy mortgages of 90 years. Passing the loan to families for multiple generations. Doesn't that sound like a great idea? How about 190 years? Let's just bury your family for the rest of your lineage. Crazy. The reality of the situation is that there's nothing left for the American economy. We just have to admit that and pay the price. Do you agree with that? Do you think that the last few years have gutted the economy? We're already heading in a bad direction. But the last few years, at least Rant Biz Group, I think you and I agree, we are headed for an economic disaster, as other things. Backyard PC, maybe you should be mad at the borrowers. Camping World wouldn't do that if there weren't any people biting. Joy Garrett, our friend, says, but they lie. Convince uneducated newbies their car, truck can haul it, and so forth. I've seen too much lying and outright deception. Selling does not require lying. Lying will get you what has happened to Camping World. One of the things, and Kevin Frazer did this video several years ago, and since he and I have become friends, and I've learned more about him and what a man of integrity and honor and courage he is, people have finally started waking up. Not everybody, but a lot of people are like, oh my God, We got to start reading the paperwork. So thank you to everybody. And you know what? One thing that I have not seen on any of my videos, not one, I've done a bunch of videos, is I bought that camper from Camping World and I love it. They gave me the greatest deal, the best service after the sale. I am absolutely so happy. You're full of crap, Wingman. Hadn't seen that. I may be full of crap, but I hadn't seen that statement. All right, let's continue. Go on. Mark Bergfold. You're right as usual, Alan. We have a 2021 Grand Design Imagine 2500. Have used it 4 times so far due to life. It's half paid off, and as our 4th trailer and at 71 years old, it will be our last. We don't have time to use it as much as we'd like to and plan to sell it, blah, blah, blah. Was it a wise investment? No. It was a COVID purchase. The wife insisted we buy it so we could camp with our kids who also bought one. Happy wife, happy life, but a very expensive item compared to the value received. I'd rather be taking our 1994 17-foot boat out. Can't do both at the same time. The life lessons we learn if we choose to. If we live long enough, I think we're going to get a lot of wisdom because we make lots and lots of mistakes. Do not look at purchasing an RV as a financial investment. That's my advice. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's an investment in your family. It's an investment in you. Oh, here's a good one. You are a Trump. Check that out. Is that a Hershey Kiss? I don't think it's a Hershey Kiss. You're a Trump. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, that's a sign of an incredibly intelligent person, isn't it? All right. Yes, sometimes I drip with sarcasm. These are comments from that Camping World video. Lots of people go for this. What happened was Camping World took one of the cheapest trailers you can buy, literally. It doesn't have an air conditioner. It doesn't have a bathroom. It doesn't have most things, and the things that it has are cheap. They marked it down as cheaply as they could, and they said, you can buy this camper. I think it was $98 a month. And then in that video that these comments are responding to, I talked about the fine print, how much that RV really cost you over the 19-and-a-half-year loan that Camping World was try to bury you in. And it says lots of people go for this. That's why Camping World's made so much money, why the Wingman keeps pounding this issue. Far too many people who don't know how to read a contract, don't care how to read a contract, and just sign on the dotted line where a salesman has told them to. Sometimes they don't even realize after they've been taken. You know what? Am I wrong for saying that people are just stupid? They just won't pay attention. How can you ignore this? It's the Dunning-Kruger effect. We have our biases. As we go through life, hopefully we are more open-minded to at least see things and weigh things out. People that march into these big, whether it's a car dealer, a big giant RV dealership chain, and just get buried, and then they get pissed off when they find out how upside down they are. Whose fault is that? I say it's not good what Camping World does. It's not. I don't like it. Are they flirting with the law? I don't know. Maybe. But they're not flirting with ethics. What they do is unethical in my view. I'd like to know what you think. But some of these people deserve it. And have you ever done something stupid? I'd like to know if you did something you were like, oh my God, I wish I had it all to do over again. I wouldn't do that. What did you do that's really stupid? Did you buy a camper like this? Did you buy a timeshare maybe? What did you do that's really stupid that you regretted afterwards? Dale says when Tom Johnson used to be a huge RV dealership. Tom Johnson owned his dealership in Marion, North Carolina. He used to stock some of the best quality travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes available. Did a lot of business with NASCAR drivers. After Camping World bought him out, the longtime sales force was all gone, and over half the inventory was these cheapo entry-level Coleman trailers. Typically, generally speaking, I know, well, there's an exception over here. Generally speaking, when Camping World takes over a dealership, they're purchasing the customers that dealership created over sometimes many decades. They're purchasing the equity, the trust that Tom Johnson and his staff built. And now they put a big old flag and Camping World outside, and they tell the employees, hey, things are going to be great. Don't you wait. No, don't you worry. Things are going to be great. Yeah, they are. They're going to be great for Camping World. That's why most, I would say, of the good employees of these dealerships that get bought out by Camping World don't stay very long. They don't, whether it's salespeople or people in service back in the back. I want to hear your comments on this. Again, I love commenting to your comments. Keith says, stop doing your, oh, I love this. Stop doing your mystical flim-flam with those number things. Spend, finance, and take years and years to pay. Preach. Ramsey would be proud. I don't listen to Dave Ramsey. I think I understand what he talks about. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. Don't bury yourself. But I'm not talking about mystical flim-flam stuff. You sign a 19-and-a-half-year note. There ain't no mystery about it. You're going to pay it one way or the other. Look at these comments. I love it. Okay, a couple more. Good video, Wingman, because I've been watching you for a few years now. Learned so much about RVs, the RV business. You probably saved me a lot of money. Thanks for your dedication to educating people and sharing your knowledge of RVing. Tim Vines, you're welcome. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. I am just an old guy who has been around RVers my entire life. I owned a campground. I ran a campground. I've done radio shows. I've talked to probably thousands of RVers. Many of them are happy, but a lot of them aren't. And I try to, I don't know, share some wisdom with you folks. Wayne Cap says, keep it up, Wingman. A lot of stupid people that need to hear your good common sense. Maybe one will hear you. And tell one more. You know, ignorance and stupidity are not the same, are they? I am ignorant about a lot of stuff. Probably pretty stupid too. But when I realize my ignorance, at least it gives me the opportunity to think, to dig deeper, to try to learn something about the thing that I'm ignorant about. I say it's like, you know, you heard the saying, ready, aim, fire. Too many people, it's like, ready, fire. Oh no, what did I shoot? Instead of ready, aim, fire. I think slowing down, it's hard to do. Easy to say, hard to do. It's like people that, you know, you may be able to handle your alcohol. Everybody, even alcoholics, man, I can handle my alcohol. Really? Well, why don't you videotape that person that thinks that they can handle their alcohol? Really? Get them to read a chapter, tell a story, and then put a few drinks in them. Get them to do it then. Get them to play a game. Get them to respond. Going into an RV dealership can be like getting intoxicated. You just kind of, you get hypnotized. I've said it for years. You get hypnotized, and that's their purpose. Their purpose is to put the hocus pocus on you, so you forget about thinking. Don't go in there with a combative, argumentative, adversarial attitude. Don't do it. Go in with an open mind. Go in educated. Download my free RV report. Read it. Use other people as resources. But avoid being intoxicated at the dealership. Understand you're going to be excited. You should be excited. Buying an RV is a cool deal. It's an exciting deal. But after you buy it, it can be a real sobering memory. One that festers and festers because you're stuck with that thing. And sometimes people bought an RV that shouldn't have bought an RV. Sometimes people got led down the primrose path by a big mega RV dealer that only cares about their bottom line. One and done, one and done. I mentioned Kevin Frazer at the top of this video. He's not a one and done. He wants to sell you a bunch of RVs, and he does. He sells the average person, I can't remember what it is, 4 or 5 RVs throughout their lifetime. He does it at one dealership in Iowa. He sells to people all over the country. People that care about honor and trust and respect. And they want a good price too on a product that's a good product. I work with a lot of really good dealers. Kevin Frazer is one of them. I encourage you to get educated. Don't go blindly into buying an RV and then end up, I'm telling you, it's caused divorces and all kinds of stuff. Hang on, I got the low battery warning here. All right, is it charging up? Yes, it's charging up. Let's just get a couple more, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Mr. Wingman, calling out Camping World for bad practices is irony. So thick you can cut it with a knife. We made a reservation. I love this one. This is about a guy, I told you I was a former campground owner. When COVID hit, people had, we were a medium-sized campground but had a very, very good business. And people booked, and we had a cancellation policy. You don't cancel within so many days of your reservation. But when COVID hit, we changed the policy because the whole world was upside down. So if you had money on the books, we weren't going to give it back to you, but you know what? We weren't going to take it either. We were going to give you 1 year to come. 1 year to come and spend it. Let's get through this thing. You want to give that credit to somebody else? You can do that. But let's get through this and don't panic. And so this man, apparently, I wasn't the person at my campground to communicate with him, but this is what he said about an experience with me. Mr. Wingman calling out Camping World for bad practices is irony so thick you can cut it with a knife. We made a reservation at my campground just prior to the atrocity we keep calling COVID. After COVID hit, we couldn't travel. Very few were traveling. Mr. Wingman called Mr. Wingman to cancel our reservation due to the extenuating circumstances, but nope. No cancellations, not even a fair charge for canceling. Nope. Right. We didn't give any money back. We didn't. But we allowed you to carry it for a year to figure things out. I think that's pretty fair. No. Nope. We were offered to change our reservation date. Less than 1 year on the change. Oh, what did you want? 10 years on the change? I think 1 year was fair, but that's just me. But that was it. Can't camp, can't cancel. Just eat the full price of the campsite fee, which we had already paid. Spare me your weeping, wailing, gnashing of the teeth for unethical business practices. Rant over. Have a nice day. David Jackman, I'm sorry you couldn't find time within a year to come and stay at my campground. I truly am, but that was a business decision. I could have just said, you're screwed, like a lot of businesses do, and I don't believe in doing that. The Narrow Path of Truth says anyone with a shirt showing, I love this one, with a shirt showing a 1962 GMC pickup truck with a camper in the bed should be trusted immediately. I'm basically serious. The shirts that you see me wear here around this virtual campfire, I buy them just like you have to buy them. I get them from a company called High Seas Trading Company. They're American made. They're out of California. I know these people. I love their products. I got a whole closet full of their shirts, and they are really good looking. They're not super cheap at all, but they're not super expensive either. If you're looking for a gift for somebody, a camper, maybe somebody that's got a bike, a Harley or something, or you just want to go on a cruise ship, these are cool shirts, and you can check it out. A link to them with a 10% discount code is down in the description below. Let me just get one or two of them. That's too long. No, it's not. Your video, all your points are exactly why millions of Americans are up. You know what creek? Is that Crap Creek? This creek. Financially speaking, from the beginning you said that I'll quote, where do I sign? These big dealerships know how to tap dance the magic, ruin many a credit rating over people having the fever on a new camper, new car, new whatever. I'll be 69 this year, made many mistakes myself. In other words, couldn't live without it syndrome. I'm going to leave it there. I am so grateful that you spend time around this virtual campfire with me. I'm not trying to build the biggest YouTube channel out there. I'm not. I just want to be one resource, a trusted resource. I will never knowingly lie to you or lead you astray. You may not agree with me with everything. That's okay. I'm not 100% right all the time. Generally speaking, I try to fall somewhere in it with common sense. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm encouraging you without trying to yell. Educate yourself. Share this video with other people that they just don't know what they don't know. If they go out and buy an RV, they're going to find out, for better or for worse. The good news, if there is any good news, is that there are still hundreds of thousands of people that are on the sidelines wanting to buy an RV. There are. They can't buy an RV. The middle class has been decimated in our country. Decimated. Inflation, the border, government regulation, fighting division, the media lying to us, politicians lying to us, people trying to kill our friggin' president. You'll wonder why people aren't buying RVs. Now I say now is a time to do your homework. If you want to buy an RV, in the future you're going to buy an RV, keep watching videos. Try to educate yourself. Try to find an RV dealer you can trust. Some of the best, America's most trusted RV dealers I work with, I do. Links to them are in the description down below. Communicate with them. Don't go buy an RV from them right now if you can't afford it. Locate the RV you want. Locate the RV dealers you think are honest, that will take care of you after the sale. Build that bridge. It's like a stockpile. It's like a savings account. Build your knowledge. And then when the interest rates do come down, when the presidential election is over and hopefully the economy gets on more stable ground, you will be in a perfect position to buy that RV, and you'll know right who to go through, and hopefully it will be one of the RV dealers that I trust. But sorry for going on so long today. I love reading your comments. I love getting back with you and spending time around this virtual campfire. Let me know what you thought of today's video. And if you know anybody that may need a little bit of wingman wisdom, please share it with them. I do appreciate you for joining me today. I'm Alan Warren. I am the RV Wingman, reminding you, be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.